These are the people who will be listening to tonight's presentation. Again, these are the people who will be listening to tonight's presentation and me.
Good evening, you guys. I'm Nicole Hill, and I'm here to actually present to you how to refurbish or refinish a dresser or any unfinished piece of furniture, whether it's something old that maybe you bought off Craigslist or something that you just want to redo, something that you have been waiting on. The very first thing you would want to go ahead and do is, this is just going to be a piece of wood. I'm going to use an example on how to do the procedures on. First, what you would do is get a can of stripper, paint stripper, to go ahead and remove any of the unfinished paint. And what you would do is you would actually go ahead and apply that on the wood, and then you would let it sit for about 10 minutes. You will have to judge it based on, how dry it is. Then at that point in time, you would want to go ahead and take it off, and then you would just wipe it off. And once you have gone ahead and wiped it off, you would want to start sanding. Now, at this point in time, because you want to go ahead and remove the actual original paint, you want to go ahead and start with a finer grain. You want to go no lower than 80, or this is 100. 100 would be fine as well. So what you would do is first go ahead and, of course, open it up. And what you don't want to do is just sand it, in different ways or anything like that. You want to go in just a simple pattern like this and just sand back and forth. Does anybody want to try?
Sure.
Okay. So you see how simple that is? You have to go back and forth. Now once that's done, what you would go ahead and do is go ahead and just wipe away all the residue that will build up from the sand. And you can use a blower or even a vacuum. A lot of people use something simple you don't have to go out and buy, just to kind of remove the dust, the sand dust. So just a piece of information, it's always going to be easier to go from light to darker. If you're going to go darker to light, it will take more effort, more sanding. You will have to paint more layers of paint. Now, once you've done that, you can just get a basic stain if you just want to do a basic color, and you would then paint with, say, a brush like this. And I do have another piece of wood as an example. And what you would want to do is just start off and paint back and forth like this, just in a strain. Again, we don't want any of this. We want to go ahead and make sure it's back and forth. Another example, just to see how comfortable it is. A volunteer? Thank you, Chuck. And let's see here.
Okay.
Now, once you do that, you want to go and lightly sand it with a lighter grain, basically like a 150 to 180. And you're going to sand this a little bit lighter. So you're not going to put as much effort as you was, because it's going to be harder when you have that first layer. It's going to be more soft. So you see the paint will have something to seep in. So then after you do that, you would go ahead and paint another layer for a second coat. Now, once you do this second coat after it dries, which takes about 3 to 4 hours, you can at that point in time, depending on your taste, decide whether or not you're going to want to do a second coat. Sometimes you may have to do a third coat or a fourth coat. The last thing you want to do is apply a layer of lacquer onto the board, so we'll have that shiny feel. Now, you can get some finishers that are going to have a naturally finished polish. So, and then at that point in time, you've changed that old raggedy piece of furniture to something that is new and useful and beautiful in your home. And I hope you all enjoyed this presentation.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Bravissimo.
Wonderful. Thank you.